Good morning, friends. The next topic is checkbox object. In the checkbox object, it represents the checkbox in the HTML. It represents the checkbox. So here it is. We have a symbol for the checkbox. It is a square shape symbol. This is used for the checkbox. We can use right tick mark in the checkbox. That it allows the user to select more than one option from available options. So when we have a multiple options like this, uh, for example course, in this course we have a BSc, BJC and BCom, right? So for example you are belongs to BSc, then you check the BSc. For example you are belongs to BCom, then you can click on the BCom. This is checkbox. This is called checkbox. So here these are the options. When we have a multiple options, when we have a going to select multiple options which are available in the choices, then we use the checkbox, right? Next, here it is a syntax for the checkbox input type and checkbox, same as a password. Previously we discussed the password, same thing. Here we have a input type and checkbox, right? Next, what are the properties of the checkbox? We have here, one is name of the checkbox and type, value, checked and default check. So name of the checkbox, it sets or returns the name of the checkbox, checks the name of the checkbox. For example, we have a multiple options like BSc become, this is the name of the options, right? So for that I has a course is my checkbox name, right? In this course we have a multiple checkboxes, that is options, that is we count choices, right? So here it is a name, right? Next, here type, it returns the check. For example here it is BSc, here it is BCom, here it is BZC, for example. So we have a three options. Now we need to check where, here this one is BSc selected and BZC selected and BCom selected, one more is others, it is not selected. So these three are called checks. We are is the clicked on these three boxes, that we call as just checks, so that returns the type, right? Next, here value, it sets or returns a value of attribute. So when we have a BSc course, BSc, then here it is open for the whatever options are available, whatever content or whatever data is available for BSc, that will be stored, that will be allowed to that person or that course. Now it is checked the status, same thing here, it is whether it is clicked or not clicked, this is status of this. Next, default check. So in this default check we return by default, so some of the options like already it will be checked, right? Already it been selected. So these kind of options are available in this. For example, when we have a online exams, we need to click on this checkbox, right? But in some courses we have a default, I have accepted these terms and conditions, right? By default it will have a check like this. Next, what are the methods that used in the checkbox? One is click method. We have only one method, that is whether click or not clicked. So this is one method, click method. Click method is to set the checked property. Next, we have a select object. So when we have a multiple options, for example, uh, you have a year, selected your degree PG, or select a course, select it is my one select object. Within this select object we have a multiple options, BSc, BCom. This is drop down bottom. So when we have a single here, for example, it shows like single item. Within that single item, select. For example, here like state, select the state. Then we have a drop down bottom, Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Telangana. Like we have a drop down options in the select. This is called, this kind of method we can call as a select object. Select object represents a drop down list in the HTML. Drop down list, remember that drop down list. Drop down list is nothing but here it is a select. Within the select we have a multiple options, drop down, right? We are scrolling that, right? Next, it allows the user to select one or more options from the available choices. Here it is select, right? When we click the select, we have a drop down button, drop down list. In that list we have a multiple options, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala, for example. So we can select from these options, we can select one or more than one option, right? Next, so here it is a syntax select, and here we need to mention the options in the select. Select, right? What is this? You are going to select options. Option 1, that is BSc, for example. Here it is option close. Next, option 2, BZC. Next, option close. Like these are the drop down bottom, drop down list. We are say, creating a drop down list for the select, right? Here we have a one method, that is collection, that is option. It returns collection of all operations options in the drop down list, right? Yes. Next, we have some properties, like one is a length and select index and type name. It returns number of options in the drop down list. So this will gives the number of options, how many options are available. For example, select 29 states will be appear when we are going to select one state from the selecting option. Then we have a one more select selected index. If you have selected one index from the drop down bottom, here it is a select. In this select you are selecting Telangana, then it will produce the Telangana information, whatever your address information or other. So when we this index will use to select one option in the drop down list, right? Next, type. It types the form of the element. What kind of type, whether it is a information like state information or account information, whatever it is. If you select bank, then you can select the account information. If you select the state, then you have a district information, like village information, that will be stored in the form of element. Next, name. It returns name of this selection list. So before that we have a, before selecting button or selecting option, we have a name, like state. Select your state, like it is choose your state. In this say choose, we have a select. In this select we have a drop down list, right? So this is the name of the selection list, right? Thank you. Today's, this is your today's class. So we will discuss next other topic in the next class. Thank you. Make it notes, and if you have any problems or any queries regarding this, you can message me in the WhatsApp.